BGFG.
Gonads are useful for their purpose, but they are no substitute for brains.
All right, here we go.
I have to say, well done, Ray. Well done. Well played, my adversary. Well played.
Phoenix isn't gay, but if he was, he'd pick Fremont.
Oh, yeah, he'd be living down there with you in the bunker, man. Woo!
Once you go free, you always do the Z.
Like one day I'm not going to Duncan, and you could get a controller, a new Xbox, possibly even a cord.
And now the group that can't count its nuts and come up with the same number twice.
I'm talking, nothing's happening. Typical audio problems. I am Chris Fenix. I'm your host. And this is a very special episode. I should say very special. It's an episode. It's an announcement for 2022. Fremo and I are just, balls out going through things. With moving, I'm moving, he moved, and all the things that go in between of all of that. We're dealing with that right now in the middle of winter, which is great. And we're going to do a couple of different things. The format for BGFG possibly would be changing. There might be some more co-hosts. Right now, the co-hosts, Fremo and I are both co-hosts of that particular podcast, but that could change in the near future. I host Stick Style, and I am also the, CEO, I guess, of Phoenix Media Group, where all this stuff lives. And there's going to be more coming. And again, it's not a bad change. It's a change for just being different. We've been doing this for, I've been doing this for 20 years. Fremo probably for 18, 19. And it's hard to continuously do it. This is why we're the longest running podcast in our states, because it's not something that's easy to do. And as I produce them, I tell people the same thing. It's not as easy as you think. But as we're getting older and having other responsibilities, we're also looking at changing the format and the times and things like that. So we wanted to come on, but again, he unfortunately could not make it. He has some things that he had to deal with at work. And I took it upon myself to come on without him just to get it out of the way. And the reason why is because I personally am moving literally tomorrow. So everything's going to get broken down. Everything's going to get put in the U-Haul, and everything's going to go. So it's going to be, several weeks before we can get back on in any capacity. You might see on Stick Style, you might see streaming from the PS5 or the Xbox. That might happen. I can't tell you, because that might be the only thing that's hooked up at the time. Everything else has to wait while we finish the studio, get everything squared away. I'm only predicting a couple of weeks before you get another podcast, but again, things are going to possibly change. There's going to be benefits to it, and there might be negatives for the people that currently watch, especially on BGFG, because we're looking to change up the format and see what we could do, invite other people in, things like that. So we have a lot of fire in the works, but I wanted to take the time to let everybody know that instead of just having dead air and thinking that the podcast ended. We will literally be back in 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, it's not a joke. I need to move and set everything back up. That's all I need to do. It's not like we're quitting. And with Stick Style, it's always going to be there. But I want to take it upon myself to come in and tell people that way it wasn't one of those situations where you listen to a podcast and then suddenly it just stops and you don't know why. I want to also, Fremo and myself, I want to wish everybody a happy new year, a prosperous new year. We hope, and it sounds cliche, but in the world and the way things are going, it's very difficult to even ponder that you may be out of work tomorrow. Your store, your job may close tomorrow because of a COVID issue or funds, or there's 100 different reasons. And it's a difficult time right now. It's a scary time, and I don't think people kind of realize it. Stay healthy, stay strong, believe in what you believe in. Whether you believe in the same thing as me and Fremo, then that's cool. We don't really argue the point that you can have whether you're right or wrong, that's your choice. And we want to wish everybody a happy New Year, and we hope that everybody does well in the New Year. 22 is a different year. Let's make it the best we could possibly can. And that's really about it. That's all I can really say. If you're driving, drive safe. As always, drive safe. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. That's it for this week. Tense down. Show's over.
So you can find more of this garbage at bgfgonline.com. You can also send us an email with your questions or suggestions at bgfgshow@gmail.com. Find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast, Podcast, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser, and YouTube. Thank you for listening.